Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgmo. You can tell who's late. It is HUSAM and Don. It's HUSAM and Don. But Nina's here on time. And of course, Henry Wright is here on time as well, people. Big up everybody that joined us. We'll speak about Foden being a bench player. Is Cole Palmer the best player in the league at the current moment, of course? And also Ange, today they said that he has to win the Europa League or he has to win one of the cups to stay at the club. That's what the article said today, that he's under pressure, actually. Today they play Karabakh. They have to win the game, of course. It's you play in the Europa League, of course, today. And we speak about the Chelsea aspiration and Liverpool depth with Cody Gakpo. They're so underrated. Big up everybody that joined us, of course. Hit the like button now, guys. If you're watching us now, hit that like button. And if you're watching this on the replay, let's get the likes up to 500 likes. If you're watching this, come on now, hit that like button, support the channel. All the guys' channel are in the description, of course. Nina's channel is in the description as well. She does content now, Chelsea and other clubs as well. Henry, both channels are in the description now. Henry Talks Football, of course, and both channels are in the description. Daily videos about the Premier League and all the clubs. Don HUSAM, of course, with the Ahwa crew, of course, in the description. And Don CFC in the description as well. So hit that like button, people. How's everyone doing first? How's everyone doing?
Good. Yeah, good. Europa League's back. Ange apparently said he wants to win it, so I'm expecting a good performance, but I have to hold my breath. Yeah, I'm good.
We start with Spurs then, to be honest. We'll start with Spurs. Listen, I actually starting to really, like looking at the way that Spurs is run and looking at Ange and looking at the things that, I'm not sure how do you assess the situation at Spurs. There is no... You know what I mean? I don't see like a plan, or I saw a plan until I didn't. Like with the signings and all the stuff, the young signings, him not using the signings enough, the young kids. And I feel like there's no pressure from the club as long as the guy's getting wins, as long as he's in the media, there's no pressure. The fans have pressure.
Of course there isn't. We had a fans forum, and Daniel Levy said his biggest 3 accomplishments was opening the stadium, reaching the Champions League final, and some of the great players he's had at this football club. Now, surely, if you ask a Chelsea fan or a City fan, the first thing they're going to mention when accomplishments is trophies. The only trophy we've won while he's been here, he never mentioned. So that just tells you the kind of mindset he has as a chairman, which is to expand our brand, our revenue streams, make more money. But Ange is more trying to drill into the football club. We've got to win. Almost a kind of Conte mindset, but just a bit nicer, I guess you could say. Not absolutely ripping the clubs to shreds. But we've got to start off tonight with a win. I mean, we're playing Karabag. If we don't put 3, 4, 5 goals past them comfortably, then serious questions have got to be asked. But in terms of the plan, I agree. I think our fan base is so reactional in terms of we win 2 games. Oh, we're going to win the league. We lose 2 games. Get him out. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the manager. I look at the actual.
But you tried every man. But that's the thing. Like, what is next? Let's imagine that Ange is sacked. What is next? What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I'd go and get a manager that can play a 3 at the back. So I'd go and get Thomas Tuchel because we're set up for a 3 at the back. You got if we had Antonio Conte with this crop of players right now, with a back 3 of Dragusin, Van de Ven, Romero, Pedro Porro, Udogi, Son up front with Solanke, and then maybe Maddison alongside Benson Core, for instance. That there is a lot harder to beat than, and there's a lot more stability in it. Right now, I mean, I don't know if you saw the Brentford game, but we are so easily to counter, Mo. It is unreal.
I actually watched the Brentford game. Didn't you fall behind in the first 30 seconds with them Mbeumo goal?
Yeah, it was like minute 1.
Yeah. So that game, people, I don't think people see how risky the way you play football is. Like,
so you can beat
these. People love this attacking football
like this, but Man United at the weekend, if we can't beat that Man United team that are genuinely, absolutely
at Old Trafford,
it doesn't matter, Mo. They are toilet. FC 20 turned up there. Like, I know we're playing tonight, so they're going to have an extra day's rest, but come on, we should be able to make 6 or 7 changes and beat Karabag. Like, I think they're from Azerbaijan. We should be able to beat them. And then we play Man United. I know we've got a terrible record there, but this Man United team, they're in the absolute pits. Bruno Fernandes, last minute, put the ball in the box. I mean, yeah. There is no plan at the football club. We're averaging... We spent, since the Premier League began, we've spent nearly 1.7 billion, which is for Tottenham an extortionate amount of money. And we're averaging a trophy.
You have the same points as Man United at the current moment.
Yeah. I know, and exactly.
How are they in the toilet and you are not? I'm sorry.
It's a little bit rich considering Coventry as well, that game.
This is why I don't rate the manager. Jesus Christ.
I'm not getting this. I'm sorry.
Against Coventry.
Do you not blame some of your players as well, though? Because I think particularly in that game, I think you created quite a lot, and I think you had like problems in your final third, and I think you created a lot of chances, but a lot of them weren't finished. Does that also come down to Ange, do you think?
No, that part's on the players. I mean, but then again,
so blame is split.
The underlying factor is, if you think it's a good idea to spend £50 million on Brennan Johnson, when that to me is alarm bells, because he's an okay player, but he's never gonna be a player that is going to get you 10, 12, 15, 20 league goals a season, is he? I mean, yes, he's had a couple of good games recently. He was good against Brentford. I'll give him his credit. It was a fantastic finish. But Coventry, I'll give you an example, right? Arteta puts Wanyeri in against Bolton. He bags 2 goals. We've got a player on our bench by the name of Mikey Moore, who is crying out for first team action, who we've just pinned down to a 5-year deal at 17. And he's played 12 Premier League minutes. Like, the tactics in that Coventry game, yes, the players are at fault, of course. Some of the performances weren't good enough. But we're starting with Fraser Forster, Timo Werner. We're playing a midfielder at right back. We bring on a right back to play left back. Like, in the North London derby, he takes off Maddison for Timo Werner. Like, that's not a like-for-like change. And let's be honest, Timo Werner wasn't good at Chelsea. He's coming to us. We put him on 180 grand a week. Like, I don't buy. Okay, he's won a Champions League.
Can I ask you something? Do you rate
So
your team? Like, if we do like a combined 11, everyone would take some of the Spurs players. Everyone would take Van de Ven. Everyone would take you.
Exactly. So is it the players or is it the manager?
It could be both. I think it is both.
I'd probably say it's 60-40. It's 40 on the players, 60 on Ange, because I think I've said this a number of times. You look at our back four, individually, they're all very good. And I think a lot of teams in the league would take Udogie, Porro, Van de Ven, and Romero. However, in this system, we are so open, it's unreal. We're departing like the Red Sea. As soon as someone gets a counter attack, it's like hold your breath. As soon as we get a corner, you don't want to look at the screen. However, when we're scoring goals for fun, so all the attacking stats are brilliant, but then you look at the defensive stats. I mean, Jesus Christ. I think we've conceded 24 set pieces since last season. The only team which is higher is Nottingham Forest in the league right now. And like I know we beat Brentford at the weekend, but we still haven't beaten a top 6 side in 12 months. Chelsea beat us home and away. Let's be honest, with absolute ease. We were awful against Man City. We were awful at United. Well, we wasn't awful at United away. We should have won that game. Arsenal turned up, don't have to play well to beat us now. And he's been given a lot of money. He's been given 412 million.
Hold on. Is it his fault that you spend the money on Archie Gray
I would agree
someone
with that.
I don't know?
I
the
would
other
agree
guy I never knew before he played for Spurs. What's his name? That winger, Odeberg.
He come from Burnley. Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying.
Like
However,
Odeberg played for Burnley. He's a championship player.
Ange comes out and then says, what did he say? No player will come through the door at Tottenham without my approval. If I think they're good enough for the 11, it's a PR stunt. Like what? Yeah,
but do you think he really means that? Do you think he would? Do you think a manager would sit there and just choose Archie Gray and
Antonio Conte
Odeberg?
Did it?
Yeah, but Antonio Conte is a completely different personality. Like you won't have two Antonio Contes in the world. Like it is not two.
The problem. Do we sack Ange, and then we're in our 17th manager, or do we see where this? I don't want to call it a process. See where this. Well, it is a process. See where this process gets us, knowing the fact that whenever we come up against a good side, we're so open. Like, you haven't got to be a world-class manager to see that there is a blueprint out there to beat Tottenham. But what Ange doesn't help himself is he doesn't counter-attack managers' attacks. So, for instance, we'll line up at the weekend against Man United. You know for a fact Tottenham are going to have all the ball, and you know for a fact Ten Hag is going to play on the counter with Garnacho, with Rashford, and with Xerxes. So how do we stop that counter-attack? Well, immediately you should drop the defensive line 10 or 15 yards. But he won't do it.
No, he won't do it.
Exactly. So
I actually think the problem is the aspiration. Do you know what I mean? The aim. I don't think the aim for Spurs is to go to the top. I think the aim for the club
to get in the top 4.
The aim is to get Champions League every now and then, maybe win a cup, maybe win a Europa League or a Conference League in the next 5 years, and we're good to go. We're all right.
I agree. And do you know what?
It's very obvious.
If you offer me the League Cup and 4th right now, I would do some disgusting things for that. Like, I would, just to get our hands on a trophy. We haven't seen silverware, Mo, in so long. And I know it's a League Cup, and all the other big clubs will be like, we've won a Champions League, etc., etc., etc. Where's your league titles? It doesn't matter. All the best managers throughout this league, Jose, Pep, Klopp, Alex Ferguson, have all started with the League Cup. Give the League Cup. Get some actual winning mentality in that dressing room, and then go and try and win something else.
Well, if Ange's like a second season winning manager, then surely you've got to give him till the end of the season at least to try and win you a trophy. Is that not fair?
Yeah, probably. That's probably a fair argument. But I would counter that and say, let's see how we get on until Christmas. Looking at the run of games we've got with Villa, with Chelsea, with City in the League Cup, with Man United away, with Liverpool, all in there, that doesn't give me huge confidence. And we all know what Levy's like. As soon as you start slipping down, that's it. The trigger's coming out, the manager's gone. There is probably an argument that we should give him, because if he's but then this isn't, we're not Celtic. We're not in the SPL. We're not in Japan. We're in the fucking Premier League, mate. We're not outplaying Jesse Lingard in South Korea, or we're not dominating the league against Hibernian and Aberdeen. You're up against tough opposition, probably 12 out of 20 game weeks, or at least half of the games in the league, you'd say are tough now. Or even that, look at Forest. They got a result at Liverpool. Look at Bournemouth against Chelsea. They score that penalty on another day, who knows? But with us, I just don't see... when a manager comes into a football club, they should make you hard to beat, yeah? Look what Enzo Maresca's done. You've got a settled back line. Okay, fair enough. You've got forward options for days. But you're now hard to beat. You're playing great football, and you've won, other than the City game, which is, I don't really think there's a huge shame in losing to City because they're the best team arguably in the world right now. But look at what he's done in the short period of time.
But
Look
you
at what
guys started out in a similar way under Ange last season.
Yeah, I know. And then look what happened. We spiraled out of control. I don't think you will do that because I actually see a plan with Enzo Maresca. I don't see a plan with Ange. Like, what is Ange ball?
I think he's very reluctant to change his style of play, and that's probably the biggest problem because it worked at the start of last season, and everyone kind of bought into this idea of Ange ball, and it was working right for the most part at the start of the season when you guys were in and around the top spots. But something I noticed, and you mentioned earlier, the game where we beat you at your stadium for what, and you were a man down. Was it 2 man down? And
he didn't decide to sit the line on defensive line. He just
continued to play that high line, and it's like there is a time and a place to change your style. And that game, at least you could have taken a little bit more dignity away from that high scoreline at home and walked away with maybe a 2-1, 3-1. Because even we were struggling still then against you guys. But it's the fact that he didn't switch it up, and there's been so many games of that. So yeah, I hear it for sure, but I do still think that there are a lot of players in your squad that need to step up still.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that, there's a lot of good players, and there's a lot of players who have got question marks above their head. Like James Maddison, we all know his ability, but turning up one every 8 games isn't really cutting it.
By the way, that is so strange, by the way. This James Maddison thing is very strange to me, to be honest. The guy is talented. Everyone can see that. I thought he would go to the next level, and apparently I was wrong. And is it down to him or Spurs or the way Ange played? I don't know.
That thing I would actually.
The guy is very good. You can tell he's talented. Numbers don't lie. An eye test, like people say, eye test. You know what I mean? Eye test is. Oh my God! You do the eye test, but the numbers aren't there. No, the numbers are there. The guy creates XG. The guy creates chances, but he creates them in the wrong areas on the pitch. And also the way Ange plays, it doesn't help him at all, by the way. He doesn't have spaces to work. There's nobody making any runs behind for him to play anymore because you smother the opposition all the time. Everyone is at the 18 of their of their area, and he has no spaces to work. And then people say, yeah, but he doesn't create chances. Fine. Youngman's son, what's the biggest thing? What is the biggest weapon he has? Running, having a little bit of space. What you do? You use him as a winger in tight spaces, asking him to dribble 2-3 players. That is weird. That is very strange, in my opinion.
That's predominantly the Ange system. If you see how deep Maddison has to drop to get on the ball, like the average positions of our fullbacks, because they're inverted so high, they're basically like midfielders at times. So Maddison has to drop. Kane did it for a while, but that was when we had Son running through consistently. Now it's like the M25. It's so congested on there. It's like there's not a lot of movement. But this weekend, I just tell you now, if we can't beat that Man United side, they are in the pits. Like they can't finish. I mean, Onana 1 minute he's making worldy saves, the next minute he's all over the place. Bruno Fernandes, if he starts that game, I'll be amazed.
He's going to start. You know that he's going to start.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ. I don't know if you watched that performance last night. I did.
It was my third game, to be honest, because I don't... Like, I was watching mainly Liverpool, West Ham, and Arsenal, Bolton, but I had the third screen on Man United.
But yeah, if we don't beat...
Hey, look at me. I have 3 screens.
Go ahead.
But yeah, if we don't beat Man United, then it's...
I can control the stream as well, Mo, so let's not do that.
I know. Go ahead.
What how long would you guys give Ange?
Do you want my opinion?
Not your Chelsea, Inter Milan, or Liverpool. Your footballing opinion. If you was a Spurs fan how long would you give Ange? Looking at
2,
how
3, 4 years.
Like I
4
said,
years.
I'd test out the theory to see if he's a second season winning manager.
But we all know what the history of Tottenham's like, and we all know that the underlying result is going to be, come May, that he's not going to win anything. And the only way we win
Exactly.
something, I actually believe we will get past City in the League Cup, because I think he'll turn up and play the kids. I think Guardiola, 3 days later, has a very important Premier League game. He
Is
will
it home
play.
or away, the City game?
Is that Tottenham?
Is that Tottenham?
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
they've
tell you
beaten us
something.
last
I'm gonna give
game.
him forever.
But there you go. Then there's clearly
Longevity, I agree with
Wallahi,
Mo.
but I don't hate Spurs. I have no hate or love for Spurs, right? I think, right, this is the best manager for the club at the current moment. Just give him forever.
You don't think I'd take Thomas Frank over Ange. I'm going to be brutally honest.
No,
Oh my
no,
God.
no, no, no.
Why?
It is
Why?
the thing about it.
Thomas Frank.
I believe okay. I
Go on.
think Ange Postecoglou plays progressive football and everything. He has his flaws and everything. But the aim for Spurs isn't the same aim as Arsenal or Chelsea or Liverpool, Man United or Man City, with all due respect.
Yeah,
aim-
you're speaking the truth. It's the
Yeah,
club.
the aim for you as a club, as the history of this club and the stature of this club is not the same as these other clubs in the Premier League. He makes you, I think Ange also makes Spurs relevant. Antonio Conte made you relevant as well. And I'm with all due respect, what I mean is that the way he plays football makes people want to watch Spurs, which is will bring revenue, will bring fans on board, will make the club bigger and bigger. That is my point.
But that's all the club wants to a degree is to watch attacking football with a cup run. That is like if we
That
was to
is
finish, I think that is literally bang on the money. That is what Tottenham are.
And
However,
he will give you this. He will give you this. And that is the thing. For me, Ange Postecoglou will get 6, 7s every time. And he will have the good game against Arsenal or the good game against this or the good game against City, attacking football. I think actually, and also there is one more thing. He will raise the value of your players. Pedro Porro value is going to go higher. Van de Ven value is going to go higher. Vicario value is going to go higher.
Yeah, then
Because you play this attacking football, and it's just how it works. Like Burnley, with all due respect, Burnley, because they played under Vincent Kompany, they were everyone wakes up talk about how Burnley plays football. You know what I mean? Nobody spoke about how Sheffield plays football, even though Burnley might be worse than Sheffield. You know what I mean in terms of results.
Pep's fault. It's all Pep's fault. That's what
It is what it is. It's modern football. You get my point. Freaking Vincent Kompany got to coach Bayern Munich after a relegated Burnley.
Yeah, that was a wild.
And he's doing wonders with them.
But he's doing
wonders with them. He's doing wonders with them. And just the same. Who are you gonna get? Thomas Tuchel? Thomas Tuchel will not last a year under this board. 1 year. He will call them out, same as Antonio Conte, and he will leave.
He'll walk in and say, I want to win something. Right, I need this player, this player, this player. And Daniel Levy will say, yeah,
Nope.
See you later, mate. Like 2 fingers up.
Exactly.
Like,
so
no
why
chance.
bother? Why bother? Why bother with trying again a Mourinho or an Antonio Conte or a Thomas Tuchel? Yeah, a Thomas Frank might work, but Ange's there. Attractive football, attacking football.
Yeah, but attractive football, which eventually is going to lead to...
So do you think Thomas Frank will win you titles then?
No, I don't think Thomas Frank will win his titles, but I think that Thomas Frank's got a higher chance of winning a trophy than Ange. Because I can see Thomas Frank's tactics. Look, you watch the Man United game. Look how open we will be. Just what we're like Bagel FC at times. There is a massive, massive hole in the middle. You know, expression says it. Premier League pack of polos. 1 minute we're brilliant. We're beating Brentford. The next minute we're going to get spanked. There's zero inconsistency. Well, there's zero consistency. We're consistently inconsistent. Whereas Arnie Slot's just rocked up at Liverpool, and in 5 games you can see a game plan.
And then he goes to Man United and win the game 2-3-1, and then
yeah, then he deserves praise. But I need a consistent run of game. Like last season, we saw 12 games where we were good. I think we won 9 of our first 10. Then after that, the Chelsea game literally ruined it. We went 1-0 up. I was at the stadium. It's absolutely fantastic. And then by the second half, Romero decides to go nuts. Destiny Udogie gets sent off. We go 4-1 down. We lose the game. Absolutely fuming outside. And then
that was my favourite week. We went on to draw Man City 4-4 at home after.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself because I was spitting feathers. I was absolutely fuming. And then
To be fair, you lost your heads in that game, and like I said at the start, I think Ange set you up. I mean, he really let down your players in that game because he just persisted with that high line. It wasn't doing anything for you at all, and he could have easily walked away with a 2-1 defeat. At least it's better than 4-1 at home.
look
Like,
at the
you
way
weren't
Arsenal
gonna-
defended against Man City, or when we played Liverpool, when that Jota goal got disallowed, they played with 9 men, and it took us until the 97th minute to get over the line, and it was an own goal. Whereas we defend, he came out the other day and said, if I could play my way, I'd have 11 strikers on the pitch. What does that tell you about a manager? That he clearly doesn't like defending. So
He
that's why
doesn't.
we're
He doesn't.
always at the back with 2 defenders.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. We'll see. This Man United game. It might be the second of Ten Hag or the second. Maybe Ange is going to be under pressure. I think Ange will win and Ten Hag is going to get sacked this weekend. I think so. I really think.
Who do you guys think has got more pressure for that game to win it?
Oh, Ten Hag.
Of course, Ten Hag. Of course, Ange was. I don't think actually Ange is under pressure at all.
He was after the Arsenal game. He was.
And then nothing.
we scraped past Coventry. And when I say scraped, it was
yeah.
the first 70 minutes. Oh my Lord. It was I mean, I don't have a lot of hair, but I would have pulled it. If I had long hair, I would have pulled it out. That game was infuriating. And then we put in a good performance against Brentford. The inconsistency, it's like you're on a roller coaster going up, down. Whereas you look at Enzo Maresca, you look at Arne Slot, these managers have been here 3 months and there's already a game plan. We had a game plan the first 10 games, then Ange started moving things around and then off a cliff we go without a parachute. So
you will see how it is. Moving on from Spurs, I actually wanted to speak about something. I made a stupid video yesterday, to be honest. Just taking the piss and saying Liverpool are scary. The reason why I said that is that because Liverpool smashed West Ham, who are horrible, but with the bench. And some of the players that played very well, actually, for Liverpool. Liverpool fans, and I want to get Henry and Nina's opinion on this. Liverpool fans don't want to admit that they have a good team now. I actually had a couple of comments that tell me that actually we aren't in need for players unless people get injured. If you look at the squad, Liverpool have 2 players in every single position, bar one position, which is the 6th midfielder who's injured at the current moment, which is Harvey Elliott. Because they have Curtis Jones, Endo, and then 3 midfielders that start week in, week out. Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gravenberch. Harvey Elliott is injured, so they have 6 midfielders with the kid that's called Tyler Morton. Did anybody here think that Liverpool can be in this title race?
Yeah.
At level.
Huh?
At what level? Are they below?
What do you mean at what level? Like competing consistently with
No,
City?
no, like this season. How many? What is the percentage you're giving to win the title?
I think Liverpool are interesting because they're going about things very quietly. Like you don't really, a lot of the attention and a lot of limelight currently is City, Arsenal, particularly following the weekend's fixture as such. But obviously Liverpool, bar the Nottingham Forest defeat, have got on pretty well with their games in Europe as well. And I think, like you said, they were probably among the quieter teams during the transfer window. It was like, are they going to do any business? Is anything going to happen? But what we're seeing is actually they've taken a big foundation from Jurgen Klopp last season. A lot of those kids featured in some of Jurgen Klopp's lineups, or at least towards the latter stages, particularly like the Carabao Cup final. A lot of them got game time. And I think Jurgen Klopp installed a lot of belief in these youngsters before he left, gave them that confidence and pretty much handed over the best possible situation that Arne Slot could have inherited. I think they are... Perhaps that Arsenal-Liverpool game will be a big telling factor of how it's going to go. But in terms of how they're playing, how they've started out so far, yeah, I don't think Arne Slot has had too much to correct, to fix. And it seemed pretty fine. But I think they'll be in and around it. Why not? They're definitely competing. I think for like top 4 for them is a must, definitely. But I don't see why they can't be in and around that title race. I thought it'd be a 3-legged horse race last year up until the end. Wasn't quite that way, but yeah, I wouldn't discount Liverpool at all this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've done gaslighting more.
Sorry?
Why do you think I'm really gaslighting?
Gaslight.
Is Nina gaslighting as well?
Gaslight.
What is this?
Saying my opinion.
Go ahead. No. I'm not saying Nina's gaslighting. Big up Nina.
So why is Nina?
Yeah,
Why is
Nina
Nina?
are in
Okay.
agreement.
Let
Nice.
me do the 2 super chats that Ryan sent, of
You're
course.
the gaslighter.
Nina's the best Chelsea content creator around. Big up everyone except Hussam. It is our Slot world and we all live in it. Like and subscribe, people. Guys, we have 600 people here. Let's get the likes up to 300, guys. We only have 150 likes. And we have
Ryan, I
600
promise you,
people
Nina
here.
ain't gonna look your way. So just keep it stepping, brother. Go
Hussam,
ahead.
you absolute fraud. Hussam,
Big
you
up,
absolute
Ryan.
fraud. I told you how crap Ugarte was for ages. Apologies to me and Richard Hughes. Hussam with football takes is as useless as Hussam with women. Corrupt judge. Not everyone can be AC Milan at the San Siro.
Ryan,
Yeah,
I've spoken
Ryan.
to supermodels before, with all due respect. These biceps get me in trouble. So some women I've spoken to, you'd be shivering if you spoke to. So let's not even go there.
Here you
Big
go,
up,
Ryan.
though.
But to be honest, big up for the super chat. This Ugarte thing, I think people think that Ugarte is gonna come in
But it's
and
one
suddenly
game,
be,
though.
bro. No, forget that. People want Ugarte to be Tony Cruz. He was never Tony Cruz.
Yeah, it was never Tony
Like
Cruz.
they're
anyway.
like, oh my god, look at his
Come on now.
passing. He doesn't have the technical ability to pass. Are we kidding?
Ryan is
Everyone
just very
asking Ugarte.
reactionary. It's one game, bro.
Yeah,
One game is not going to make Ugarte the next best DM in the world, and it's not going to make him crap either. Just chill. It's one game. Relax, Habibi, relax.
Mo, we have good backup only if we want to challenge for top 4 and not to challenge for the title. We don't have the players who can turn the game around. You do. Some of them. Cody Gakpo can come off the bench and do things. And also, I want to tell you something. For you to compare that, let me absolutely give you that. The bench of Liverpool might be as comparable or better than the bench of Arsenal up top. And you consider Arsenal, right, a title race contenders. In the midfield, with all the respect, Jorginho doesn't do wonders. They have Thomas Partey. Odegaard is injured for a long time. They literally have Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. Who's making the difference? You're telling me Nwaneri is better than Curtis Jones, right? Absolutely not. This
Yes,
notion that we don't have the... No, he's not. One game
He's
now,
good, Rob,
reaction
right?
now. You're one game reactionary now, Hussam. You're doing
Yeah,
the
but why when I
reaction
do it
one
to
game.
you that you're upset?
What do you mean? I never done anything. What do you
I'm
mean?
gaslighting just like you're gaslighting. Let's gaslight each other. No
Oh, yeah,
problem.
you gaslight Arsenal. You gaslight
I don't
Arsenal.
gaslight Arsenal. I believe Arsenal are
do.
going to win the league. That's not gaslighting.
You absolutely gaslight Arsenal.
No, I think
And you,
Arsenal are going to win
and
the
you
league.
downplay your team. For some reason,
I don't-
whatever the reason is, so you won't get cooked later, you downplay your team.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
because Don Hussam 6 is afraid of getting cooked. Like, I haven't been doing this shit for 3 years now.
Bro, you
Have some
you
shame
downplay
on
your
God.
team.
on that Arsenal.
Okay, you know what? Let's
situation.
be objective. Let's be objective,
Don't
right?
expect my legacy like that, man.
Let's be objective. Seriously, okay? Let's be objective about this.
Yes.
People say Liverpool don't have the depth, right? So who
Yes.
else has the depth? City, right?
Arsenal have better depth than Liverpool. Stop
Okay.
shouting. Let me explain. Tell you why Arsenal have
I'm
better
not
depth than
shouting.
Liverpool. You are, and you're gaslighting. Now, when it comes to Liverpool Football Club, let's address the facts. Fuck everyone's feelings. Let's address the facts. Liverpool at the start of this season have played, with all due respect to all these clubs, Manchester United, Bournemouth, Brentford, Ipswich, Nottingham Forest, and lost. AC Milan, I know that's difficult for you, Mo, but that's easy for us. And West Ham at home. We have not faced even an Aston Villa or a Brighton level club yet. Never, like, forget Man City, Arsenal, blah. No. I'm saying we haven't even faced Aston Villa level. We haven't even faced Villa, Chelsea, Spurs. None of these clubs we've played yet. Now, last season, factually, we finished third. So, for 2 seasons in a row, we finished below Arsenal and below Manchester City. So now I'm just stating numbers, facts here. Has nothing to do with my opinion or Mo's opinion. We finished third last season and we finished third the season before. We then proceeded to get a new manager and sign Federico Chiesa with no legs, Mamarvashvili for 3 years from now. So how does that make me better in the short term? It doesn't. And on top of all of that, last season we had Europa League. Klopp rotated heavily in the group stages. Now we've got Champions League fixtures, of which we're going to play a minimum of 8 Champions League fixtures in the group stages. Now, with all of that happening, the difference between us and Arsenal and us and Manchester City can win a league title without Rodri. We can't win a league title without Salah, without Van Dijk, without Trent, without Alisson. And what makes us worse than Arsenal is the following. We are not just a best player in our team injury away from crisis. We are a Gravenberch or a McAllister injury away from playing Wataru Endo or Curtis Jones in the 6th the rest of the season. This is the shit that I always have kept explaining. This is why signing Zubimendi would have been essential, because you get Zubimendi in. It's not a matter of who's going to sit on the bench, who's going to play here, blah, blah, blah. No. It's a matter of rotation. Meaning, I'll give you prime example right now, this current week that we've had. This Saturday, we play Wolves. Against Wolves, you play Zubimendi, McAllister. Bologna in the Champions League, you play Zubimendi, Gravenberg. The game after that in the Premier League, you play McAllister and Gravenberg, and you win all 3 games. And you've got a DM rested every single game. That's the difference maker in the long term. That's why Manchester City win league titles, because they have depth and 130 charges, but that's beside the point. So, yes, they have depth and they have, all of that type of stuff. We don't have depth. Yesterday, we beat West Ham, who are one of the worst teams in the league.
By the way, there is 10 teams in the league like West Ham.
Yesterday, I had Chelsea fans, and you know how much they hate me. They came in the chat and they're like, Husam, you know what? You're right. West Ham are actually crap. I'm like, yes, I wasn't downplaying the Chelsea win, but West Ham really are crap. And they played open, expansive football, and we just destroyed them. So, and even then, did you see the substitutes we bring on? Who did we bring on? McAllister and Mo Salah. We had to give Mo Salah and McAllister minutes because we got no fucking depth. Because we sold all our young stuff. Yeah. So it's not a matter of, it's a matter of if Arsenal and City fall off, Liverpool are there. That's it.
I disagree with you, but I'm gonna let other people respond.
Who comes in if Saliba, Saka, or Declan Rice get injured?
Bro, just say one name for Erling Haaland or Bukayo Saka. Both of them gets injured, they're finished. Finished, bro. Finished. Both teams are finished, bro.
I think Arsenal have got a better system than Liverpool, but I think Liverpool's front, their attack, and the fact that they've got Salah in their team will be the reason why they will be right up there until the end. I think you'll see a similar situation to last season. Like they're comfortably the third best team in the league. I know Chelsea are doing good at the moment. I know Villa are doing good, but they are without doubt comfortably the third best team in the league. If they would have brought in Zubimendi, maybe a backup left back to Robertson, and maybe one more box to box midfielder, then I'd say they're probably there with Arsenal. But City, I'm actually in the camp of I think this Rodri injury opens the door up massively for Arsenal and Liverpool, because their record without him is something to be really looked at. I think the 3 games they lost last year was Rodri wasn't in the squad, and I think with him in the squad, isn't he 50 games unbeaten in the league, something stupid like that? So Edwards and Hughes and the Arsenal hierarchy and the Liverpool hierarchy have got to be looking at that January transfer window and thinking, if Rodri's out, add a few players in. And I hate saying this, but if Chelsea carry on at the form they are and they add a few more bodies in January, I'm not saying they're going to win the league, but I think they'll comfortably finish 4th. I think they'll finish 4th.
Do you not think we can do that anyway?
No, I think there's still a few question marks, and you've got a run of games coming up. You've got.
Well, we arguably, like Hussam says, I agree. We've not had the toughest start like other teams have.
This is my point. Get a run of games coming where there's a question marks, and then yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, we've still got a real test coming down the line. Like we can. I know we'll talk about Chelsea later, but yeah, I think our test is round the corner still. But yeah, in regards to like Arsenal, well, right now, how many games have they played without Odegaard now?
I think it's 3.
3 games. Okay, they've drawn to City, obviously 10 men. They've still, apart from that, been able to kind of grind out.
But you
can't judge the team without Odegaard now. That is the thing.
True, but they're still waiting on Mourinho to come into midfield too.
Yeah, they're gonna have a problem with creativity.
Yeah,
if they're gonna have a problem with creativity, it will show in the next game. Not in the game against City, not in the game against Spurs. You get my point.
Yeah.
It will show in the next 6-7 games before they face Liverpool. And also in the Liverpool game, if Odegaard is not back yet, we will see, can they actually cope against the Brightons, against the Liverpools? You know what I mean?
Well, they're open to trying Nwaneri out, aren't they, in the league, potentially, if it comes down to it.
I watched him yesterday. The kid looks good, but are we going to really sit here and say that Arsenal will win the title with Nwaneri?
No, it's different gravy, obviously.
Like that will be a completely different element in life. Like this is Messi level style. You know what I mean? Like Messi level. If this guy comes in and absolutely destroys the league, that's Messi's level at the age of 17 years old, right? Like this is. It's not even Foden did this, which people consider, the wonder kid at City. It was integrated in the squad, you know what I mean, step by step. if he comes in and leads the line in the midfield and create chances, well, I'm gonna raise my hand and say, you're Messi's level. You're Messi's level. But I doubt it. You know what I mean? I doubt it. Like, he played against Bolton. Like, that is crazy. For if Arsenal rely on Nwaneri, that means this guy is really special to a point that we need to have different conversations about him. Do you believe that?
But I
You know,
think
there is
even
Arsenal fans
are
saying
open to
Nwaneri
seeing
is
it.
better than Odegaard, by the way. I've seen a couple of Arsenal fans saying Nwaneri should
Who in
start.
their
and
right
all
mind
this.
said that?
Oh my God, bro.
That's
I've
like
seen that
that's
shit, I'll
like-
be honest with you.
That's like when last season Connor Bradley came in for Trent and everyone's like, that's it, never play Trent again as a right back. Play Connor Bradley
But-
there.
Forget Arsenal. A lot of people actually, and I want to go back to Liverpool a little bit. A lot of people think that Liverpool defense, for example, is to be tested. So they have energy for Arsenal. They say, but Arsenal, we are waiting for the next 5, 6, 7 games to analyze them, right? Because they haven't created a lot of chances. Arsenal, they conceded a lot of chances for circumstances. Same as Liverpool. Based on the sample size I saw from Liverpool, they look good. I don't know why you're smiling, wallahi. I'm being genuinely serious about this. Based on the
Guys,
sample
we kept
size
the
we've
clean
seen,
sheet against Bournemouth and
okay,
against Brentford.
based on that,
So-
I know that you put it this way. Based on the sample size we have seen from Liverpool, the team look all right. The system look good. Arne Slot look like he can utilize players and everything. The bench doesn't look as bad as people make it be, right? But yes, we have to wait and see Liverpool in the run in October, as Husam says, right? At that time, Liverpool might have enough points to actually, in that run, do like the City last season when they had a bad 6-game run, or Arsenal as well, and they were still, right? I think people really at Liverpool, I think the fans of Liverpool, right, which is Total Eclipse is saying that, right, is absolutely trying to avoid putting any expectations. I'm not saying that there is pressure. There is zero. This is the most relaxed season for Liverpool since like Jurgen Klopp took over, the most relaxed. Liverpool aren't under pressure to do anything. Good run in the Champions League. If they get third, they are fine. You know what I mean?
I still
If they
think they've
win
got
a
to win
cup,
something, though.
no,
I
they
still think
don't.
they've got to
No,
win
he
something.
doesn't.
That
I
team
actually don't think the
still
board
very
is saying
good.
that, Henry. I don't think the board is putting any pressure on us. That all they want, stay in the Champions League, good results, right? I don't think there is any. If the guy, for example, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. Liverpool go to semi-final and losing penalties to Chelsea in Wembley. Okay. They have a good run in the Champions League. They get out in the quarterfinal to Real Madrid. All right. And they get third. Do you think Arne Slot will be under pressure? Husam will tell you absolutely not. They haven't signed anyone to put the guy under pressure. They basically haven't. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And unless they go and buy 2 or 3 players in January, which I reckon they will get. I reckon they'll get 1 player that will be a first team player, and then 2 in and around the squad. But I think the Liverpool should still be winning something. That team is still very good. You know, they won a trophy against Chelsea last year with Virgil van Dijk and the kids. So, and I know it's a bad memory you probably don't want to relive, but they are still
We
a
just
very
take the
good
dagger out my chest. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still a very good team. It's like Arsenal have to win something this year with Arteta. As great as they're playing, as great as they're performing, they've got to win something. And it's just like I think this season, don't be surprised if Maresca wins or Slot wins the FA Cup. Don't be surprised because they're both good coaches. I don't want to say I was wrong about Chelsea yet. I want to see how they get on in their games in October and November. But there's a run of games. I think Arsenal have got Inter Milan, Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool. Liverpool have got Leverkusen, Madrid. You know, and Chelsea have got a running game. So like, at the moment, there's probably an argument that they haven't played anyone, but you can only beat what's in front of you at the end of the day.
This is my notion. I'm analyzing Liverpool with what's in front of them as well. This is it. But Liverpool fans want me to, like I say, wait. Okay, I'm going to wait as well for Arsenal. And also, I'm going to wait for City. City didn't have the toughest start of the season, right? They faced Chelsea in the first game of the season, which is, they picked Chelsea at the easiest time, which is the first game of the season, which Chelsea were still like finding themselves, finding their feet. You know what I mean? There was a lot.
We're in second gear that game, though.
They were not even in gear. The car was going backwards.
Okay, Mo. Okay. Give us some praise and then.
Let me do the couple of super chats. Niji here is saying defense wins you title. What Arsenal has, we don't. Actually, I'm just gonna say this: we actually haven't seen Arsenal's defense yet in action this season. The only game that I saw Arsenal's defense was the Aston Villa, because defense is not you playing all the lines at the back. Defense is when you defend in spaces, when your team attack. I explained this yesterday. And the only game that we have seen Arsenal do this is the Aston Villa, and Aston Villa created the majority of the chances when Arsenal had 60% position. So I haven't yet seen Arsenal defense yet. Based on the evidence of last season, I'm assuming they're going to be as good as last season. And they absolutely improved the defense with Calafiori and Timber. Tanya is saying Palmer is the best player in the league. And if you want to talk numbers, he has more GA than Haaland since he debuted with Chelsea.
La ilaha illallah. God give me strength, man. Nina, why don't you respond to this? Honestly, Nina, this is your time to shine.
Big
you
up,
have to cut down
Tanya.
this crap.
What a lovely comment.
Wow.
I love it.
Even
Oh,
Nina's
Palmer.
gaslighting now. It's beautiful. What-
Well, it's
Guys,
my
Judgment
turn.
Day is coming. Judgment Day is coming.
Can I ask you
Better
something?
everyone get to prayer.
Does anybody think that Palmer will win Player of the Year this season if Chelsea
No.
get top four?
No.
Who's going to win it?
Player of the year, Erling Haaland.
You think Erling Haaland is going to win it this season? Even if Chelsea, even if City don't win the
32,
league?
34 goals again.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I
thought
don't
that,
actually think that Erling Haaland will win it even if he gets 30 plus goals.
I think the only way
I don't think
Palmer
they're gonna want Haaland the face of the league.
I think the only way Palmer wins it is if Maresca wins silverware and Palmer has another season like last year.
No,
I
Nobody's
actually believe it or not.
expecting that from
Remember-
Palmer, and I think actually he's not gonna. He might, but how things are going, we now have a lot more people and a lot more players stepping up and able to score goals, and there is no pressure on Palmer this season. Like, Palmer can actually relax and just be a really good footballer without him constantly being in the spotlight trying to carry Chelsea through a war zone every game. So there isn't that pressure. If he wants to replicate those numbers, then great, that's a testament to him. But the players around him are stepping up now, so he can actually chill out, maybe have more assists this season. That still would be great from him, because at the end of the day, he's a playmaker. He's a great prolific finisher as well, but he's very good at creating chances. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the stat of Palmer and Jackson being the most creative duo top in the league this season. The stats are there among them too, but again, that's just a reinforcement that Palmer makes the players around him now look a lot better. And because they're all improving, they've had that season under their belt last year, and those new additions are kind of coming in and slotting in around him. He's actually just able to chill out and just be a good footballer without the pressure of having to, you know, grind us out in every game and it be the Cole Palmer show. At the moment, it's the front line show.
All right. Jack, how is Jack becoming a member? Thank you, Jack, for becoming a member of that channel. Mookie, big up, Habibi. Thank you so much, Mookie. Not saying that it's not very bad for Liverpool to be without Salah, but as far as I know, Liverpool played many times without Salah and they rarely had a problem. But our depth is bad. Our depth.
Yeah, but they had Mane and Firmino when that happened.
No. Last season, they didn't have Mane or Firmino and they still won every game without Salah.
Well, who did they play
Yeah,
with
but
Salah
like
season?
last
But people keep saying, but who did they play? But they played who they played. They played what's in front of them. You know, like I can't. Like we're not gonna pick and choose because you can't pick. You can't assume, oh, he's gonna get injured this game or not that game.
Can I just
Anyway,
say on that
was-
comment that when
Yes.
Salah was away at AFCON, Jota was pretty much filling that void for Liverpool up front. They didn't really feel an absence. Nobody really turned around and said, oh, Mo Salah's missing. This is why we're not good in that month or that span where Salah wasn't there. I think that's depth up front as well. I actually think Jota's quite underrated for Liverpool.
Yeah, I like Jota, to be honest. The guy
He was
is.
good last night, to be fair.
It was very,
Really
very
good
good. last
finisher.
night. Yeah. Most
he's
of the
short.
games, these games ended with Liverpool winning. The story that Liverpool is not Liverpool without Salah makes no sense to me. Sam, can you respond to this at least? ...
Listen, the best forward in the Premier League over the last 8 years is the best forward in the Premier League over the last 8 years for a reason. Maybe we did that in 3-4 games and spurts here and there, but you can't go a whole season without him. Proving point the first 3 games of the season. Goal and assist at Ipswich, 2 assists and a goal at Man United, a goal against Brentford. There's plenty of examples of us, like him carrying us and him getting us through games. So listen, the 3-4 times we beat teams without Mo Salah doesn't mean that we're okay without him. I remember 6 years ago, sorry, when Arsenal, I think Alexis Sanchez got injured and they were doing really well. And then they won 3 and 4 games. And then people were like, oh yeah, we're okay even without Alexis Sanchez. And then Alexis Sanchez went to Man United and then Arsenal went to the shits. So sometimes, like, I'll give you an example. If Palmer is out for 3 games, Chelsea won't feel the depth of it directly. Maybe like, but if it's a whole season, then they're going to go like, yeah, we miss Cole Palmer. That's the thing. So
No disrespect to Salah. Of course, he's the best player. He is the best player, but Liverpool should be able to cope with him. Liverpool aren't going to play Man City every game. That is my understanding of the Premier League.
You're also not going to play Bournemouth and Brentford every game.
Actually, most of the teams in the Premier League, including Manchester United, are Bournemouth and Brentford's level.
Wow.
And I think that's what people don't understand.
He's just called Man United Bournemouth 11. Don't have it, United fans in the chat.
And
Out to cut him out.
are definitely Bournemouth. People deny that Man United are Bournemouth level. Definitely Bournemouth.
Yes, Man United are not Bournemouth level, brother.
Better. You literally went away and you destroyed it. Do you think you're gonna go to Bournemouth away and win comfortably 3-0? Yes or no?
We won there 4-1 last season.
Do you think this season you're gonna go to Bournemouth and win 3-0? Do you think it's gonna be?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not worried about.
By the way, if Liverpool are going to the likes of Bournemouth and Man United and winning that easily, we have to consider some title contenders.
Love Mo, man. But said the likes. But how do you say that without smiling? And now he's smirking. I said the likes of Bournemouth and Man United. Where the fuck has football conversations went, bro? Said, bro, la. I cannot do this. But said the likes of Bournemouth.
Can I ask you guys a simple question? What is a tougher game, Man United away for Liverpool or Brentford away? Answer honestly. Don't laugh. Okay, don't laugh. I want you guys to think about it. Brentford away, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you. Do you think Brighton away is tougher or Man United away?
What, for Liverpool?
Yeah,
For
Brighton
Liverpool.
away.
Brighton away.
United.
They've won there
Wait,
like 6.
Have you seen the game with
Liverpool at Old Trafford versus the Amex? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes it harder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Amex.
All right. Do we think if Liverpool go to Crystal Palace away is tougher or do they go to Man United away?
What was your result against
The
Crystal
thing about
Palace?
that, if we're thinking, it proves my point. It doesn't
That
prove
is
anyone's
That
point.
one's a lot closer.
Guys,
Exactly.
obviously Man United is a tougher game for us because it's a rivalry, man.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's a rivalry that you spank
It
them.
is.
But yeah,
is.
when was the last time you lost there?
We lost
Bro,
last
I
season.
thought Liverpool players were really walking on the pitch playing rondos and it was all right, bro. It was just, you know what? It's just some passes around. This is why I'm saying the level between Liverpool and the rest, apart from Chelsea, right? Apart from Chelsea, maybe
Yes,
you play
the
Brighton
level
away.
is below Arsenal and Man City, which ends your question.
What? Say that
The
again.
problem is, going back to the previous question that you asked, it's not the fact that I'm better than Chelsea, Spurs, Man United. I already know this shit. I'm saying we're not as good as Arsenal and City. That's the problem here.
Yeah, but at the end, you only face Arsenal and Man City, and you are favorites at your ground. It's as simple as that.
And we just lost to Forest. So where do we go from here?
You lost to Forest in one game off, and you won the rest of the games.
I don't know if it's game off yet.
If Zubimendi ends up at City in January, HUSAM.
You know, you guys keep joking about this like it's some form of a joke. You know, if Zubimendi ends in City this January, this is very bad for my mental health, you guys. You guys love to do this mental health prop on Twitter and shit, men's mental health. You think I'll be okay? I won't be okay. I'm going to come on here and cuss every motherfucker known to mankind. Let's not do this. Let's not do this, please. Fucking Zubimendi to Man City. Come on now. Let's not go there. I'd rather fight a lion in a cage.
Arsenal were lucky against Villa, but never said they were shit in front of the goal. But Villa were shit. Yeah, Villa were shit in front of. No, but David Raya was amazing as well. But
Yeah,
also,
but if it was Watkins' day, he had an off day that day. If he was in at his best that day, they probably don't win that game.
yeah, probably you're right. Now going to Chelsea though, and Cole Palmer and all the stuff about Chelsea. I'm picking Chelsea to finish top 4. There is and by the way, there is a talk that Chelsea are going for the 3rd place for Liverpool. I'm being serious.
I mean, we were briefly.
Use your words carefully.
No, go on then. Have your say.
No. This is the Chelsea section. It's time for Nina to shine. Go ahead, Nina.
Guys, it feels good. I can't lie. I mean, every time I was on your stream last season, it was I felt like I was fighting one woman war. So I had to come on stream with my shield and my sword, but I feel in a much happier place. But yeah, look, again, I'm not getting carried away, but like, you know, you said it yourselves, you can only beat what's in front of you. I got a lot of stick for being happy after the Barrow game because it's just Barrow, but you can't win because if you lose to a League Two side, you know, oh, how do you lose? When you win, it's like, don't be happy that you won. So at the end of the day, considering we struggled against League One and Two sides last season, I think we absolutely deserve credit for scoring 5, keeping clean sheets. That's 3 in a row now. So there's things to be proud of. I think we've improved. We've got 3 out of 3 away wins. And while it may on paper look like it wasn't that difficult, I think, you know, the Molineux is a tough place to go. We lost home and away to Wolves last season. So to win 6-2 there was a real, statement win, to score goals for fun. West Ham, I think I do agree that it was a combination of really poor defending. But again, I'm not going to discredit how good our attack was against them. We lost 3-1 there again last season. So again, this is a big improvement. We're seeing really good steps in the right direction. I think Maresca is really trying to install this identity that we've been missing for a while. But again, I think the real test for Chelsea is yet to come. I think that is when we can truly say how good or how bad Chelsea are. And I think that the fact that we're feeling quite comfortable, we've got reason to have self-esteem. So yeah, we're going to host Brighton at home, I think, on Saturday. And that will be, again, a real indication of where exactly we are in this process once again, which has restarted, but that's fine. We're here. But yeah, so far so good.
Tanya must be a troll, 100%. I'm 100% confident Chelsea will win the league.
Well, they haven't said when, so
When?
they will win the league.
100%. Listen, for me, like, I'm looking at this Chelsea team. What's in front of them? They looked very good against some teams, apart from the Crystal Palace half. Even against Bournemouth, you didn't look good, but you still won the game at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that is a game that we'd lose last season. We drew to Bournemouth 0-0, and then we did win in the reverse fixture, but it was tough. And at the end of the day, that's the game I look at. We also had a little bit of luck. Sometimes you do have to have a little bit of luck, and it's those games where you can win late. You can grind out a result away from home. And a lot of teams did that last season. They got points for it. We were always almost on the wrong end of that. We never really had luck. So again, you have to have a combination of everything, but yeah, that was a testament to a good penalty save and then keeping Bournemouth out. Because I think if they had better finishing up front in that game, they probably could have scored 3-4 in the first half. So again, we have to credit Chelsea as well for that game.
Yeah, we do. But again, it's the same here. Look at this. If Watkins made those chances, then I can say if Arsenal didn't let the equalizer, we win. Which is why we see on the streams and we say that you deserve to win against Manchester City. That's why we say that, AMT. Like, we never said that you deserved a point. I said you deserve 3 points against Man City, not 1 point. Because in the game, Man City did not create enough chances to win the game. And Arsenal created a couple of chances and won the game. It's as simple as that. So, yes.
It's lots of maybes. That's all
it is. I get your point. It is ifs and buts and maybes. But we're looking at, to be honest with you, at this time of the league, I analyze more the performances more than the results.
I think that's the best thing to do.
Because it's very close.
Why did you do that with Spurs last season?
Because it was 10 games, HUSAM. It was, okay, I'm going to tell you, it's 10 games. 10 games is more than quarter of the league.
For Ange
you know what the problem is? Okay, HUSAM. You know what the problem is? Because I'm trying to explain, you cut me off. That is your problem. Because I'm trying to explain, you cut me off. I know what you do. What you do with the people that cut you off.
I control the stream more as well.
Can you not? When you accuse me of something, let me explain. Okay, this is my channel.
I'm not accusing. You're guilty already.
Let me explain. Khalas, I'm not gonna explain. Khalas, you talk. How about you talk? I'm muting myself. You talk. You do.
Yes, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. we're taking over the stream. You get me? We're joined today by Nina and Henry. Don bottled it as per usual. So make sure guys are liking and subscribing to the video. Big up everyone who sent the super chat. Big up everyone who supported us. So Nina, let's get some real football conversations in. Many people think that Chelsea might finish in the top 3. Do you think you have a chance of finishing above either Liverpool, Arsenal, or Man City?
I'm not going to fall into a trap of saying things that big this early on in the season. Like I said, I'm enjoying the start of the season. I came in with the unknown into this season, and I knew the expectations were get back into Champions League football and hopefully win a trophy. So I'm still standing on that foot. So you take whatever you must from that statement.
So do you think do you think and believe that Palmer and Jackson is truly the best partnership in the league right now?
Well, HUSAM, as stats don't lie, that would be true so far. Yes, sir. But no, I mean, again, Jackson, someone that I myself have criticised so much, has absolutely stepped up. And last season, when you look at his stats as a forward that young, coming into the Premier League, doing that in his first season, yeah, it's great. And he's only building from that. Cole Palmer, do I need to say much on Cole Palmer? You guys know how good he is. We know how good he is. And again, what I love about him this season is he is making everyone around him look a lot better because his link-up play is that good. He's that good on the ball that you can trust him to have it. 1-2 link-up play, that's probably the best thing. Jackson, again, he's another player that thrives. One of his strengths as a striker is causing trouble for defenders. I think he's probably tougher to play against because, you know, he does pull defenders out. And create space elsewhere on the pitch. So I'm very pleased with the two.
There's a bigger question here because I want to know what your expectations are for this season. So
for this season,
yes, because what's the ceiling for Chelsea and what's the floor for Chelsea? What do you think is the like shit we've had a bad season versus we had an amazing season?
I think an amazing season is a top 4 finish, something that we've been striving for since the takeover. That would be a first start. And another would be winning a trophy. Now, some may say Conference League, that's a must. We're in it for the first time. We want to win it all. And again, on paper, we've probably got the best squad on paper. However, it's not played on paper, but still the expectation is there. Or win at Wembley and win a domestic cup. That would be great. So a trophy and top 4.
And what's the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario is another season out of Champions League football next year and empty-handed. Simple as that.
I think you will win the Conference League. I don't even think that's a crazy expectation for anyone to have. I mean, I looked at the teams. No, it's not at all because
no, it's not. I think,
you could win the Conference League with your B team. I've always said from the start, like regardless what I thought of Maresca or any of the players,
that should be the minimum.
Teams in there aren't difficult to beat at all.
We do play I mean, Enzo Maresca's made it clear that the B team will play in the Conference League, and that's how it should be. We have enough depth. We've spent enough money to be able to put out a B team and expect results. That's the truth. You know, there's no going around it, and I'm not going to make excuses. We saw that B team. Yes, it was against Barrow, but I could start that front line in the Premier League easily. That's how good that front line is, the B team front line.
The fact that you've got a B team just kind of like we've just got about an A team at times, and you've got a squad that can go out there and I think
it's not always been this way recently, Henry. So.
Yeah, I know you've had a lot of ups and downs, but I think the bare minimum should be winning the Conference League, unless you have a season where you get knocked out of it like COVID, like we did. We didn't even get to play our last 2 games, and we were already out of it. But I think you'll win it comfortably.
Sorry to interrupt you, Henry, but particularly because last season we were literally an inch close from winning a trophy in what was a disappointing subpar season for Chelsea. Again, you know, we were so close from winning the Carabao Cup and almost just a foot away from playing the other final in the other domestic cup. So the fact that we could do that in a poor season, then this year with what's going on and how we started out and the quality we have, then that should, I agree with you guys, be an absolute must. And it's definitely achievable. So it's just about executing it.
By the way, can I interject as a guest on this channel?
Get involved.
As a guest, I'm just commenting on Henry's.
I want to ask Henry a question.
I am commenting on Henry's point.
You said you're not gonna get involved. You're gonna mute yourself.
The host doesn't want me to talk. The host doesn't want me to talk.
The host doesn't want you to talk. So now the question we have to reverse on Henry, because we asked Chelsea about whether they can win the Conference League. Today, your Europa League journey starts. Carabao. Are Spurs serious contender for the Europa League? And if you think you're one of the best teams, which teams in the Europa League actually worry you in terms of where you're going with this? Can you win? Can you not win it?
Well, which teams worry me? I'll start with that. Athletic
Yes.
Bilbao. I think they've got a history of winning domestic cups, and they did last year. They won the Copa del Rey, and I think they'll take that, especially with Williams in there, into the Europa. There are some good sides in there, of course. I think Lazio's in there, Roma are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Man United, if they sack Ten Hag and were to bring in a manager for the end of the season, I think they'll get a new manager bounce, however long that bounce lasts for. Because I think if they was to do it in and around like mid-stage of the Europa League, they could go on and win it. With us, I mean, for me, we were so close to top four last season. We lost out by literally 2 points over Villa.
Mm-hmm.
But the bare minimum should be winning that League Cup because no one else is going to prioritise it. The only team that I think will be Chelsea. I think Chelsea will look at that League Cup and go,
Ooh, you think Chelsea are prioritizing the League Cup?
I think they'll look at it and go, that's silverware we're going to get our hands on. They were so close last year. The year before, I think you got semi-finals, didn't you?
They do
Plus,
have
the FA Cup
players,
semi-final
to be
against
fair.
City,
So
in
they
which
could play
Jackson,
different players.
Jackson generally couldn't finish beans on toast that game. But or Liverpool, I think City and Arsenal will be thinking, we're on a league title, we're in the Champions League, they're looking at the FA Cup. For us, I mean, we haven't had a success in so long. Just to get some sort of silver would be great. But I think the aim should be top four in a cup. What I think will happen, well, the absolute bare minimum will happen. I think we'll finish anywhere between 5th and 7th without silver.
I want to ask a question that is related to the super chats. I want to ask a question here. The guy said, I can't win to win the league out of Husam's hand. Big up the guy.
If Chelsea win the league title.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to ask a question now that will trigger a lot of people. This Chelsea lady said if Watkins scored, that's ifs and buts. It is literally ifs and buts, and no one said otherwise. It's an if and but. It is ifs and buts. If Watkins was on his day, if you didn't get the red card, if the deflection didn't happen and Stones didn't score, it's a lot of ifs and buts. Like, this is the whole game.
It's like the hindsight of watching a football game. At the end of the day, that's what we talk about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have Chelsea played Aston Villa?
What, this
Not yet.
season? No.
No, they haven't yet.
If
right?
Chelsea somehow finish above Liverpool this year, the meltdown Husam will be a sight to behold. Keep up the great work. All. Thank you so much, Martin.
I want to make something clear to everyone watching this right now. There is absolutely zero chance that Chelsea finishes above Liverpool this season. Not even 1%, not even 2%, not even 0.5%. That's just not going to happen. Everyone need to wake up and smell the coffee. Your team is competition is Spurs, Manchester United, and that, like, just keep keep with the top four stuff. Leave the title race and the other stuff for the teams that are actually good, please, because no one has time for you Chelsea fans' crap as per usual. It's time to just wake up. Once and for all, you've beaten Barrow. Calm down. Everyone just relax. You're not better than us. We have like about 7-8 players that would start in your team. So let's not even go there.
Okay, can I ask a question now?
Did that little rant make you feel better?
I actually want to ask Henry the question.
No, because I haven't even said anything to Nina. And I've been nice to Chelsea this season. I said, you know what? Chelsea are not a bad team. Yes, Chelsea are not a bad team. But Chelsea ain't finishing above us. No, they ain't.
Henry, a question. In the future, to Henry first, because he's the one that is outside of Liverpool and Chelsea, before I go to Nina for this. Who's closer to win the league title? Who's closer to be at the top, Chelsea or Liverpool? You have to
this isn't even Liverpool by far.
Really? Even with Salah's last year, Trent last year, Van Dijk is last year? I am actually not.
Hang on. Are we
by the way,
next
Sam,
5
you
years
know my
or this
opinion.
season?
I genuinely think Liverpool are much closer to titles
Why are you
than
playing
Chelsea.
the devil's advocate then?
Because that is the question that is going around.
Well,
Don't listen to the
It's
devil's
a YouTube
advocate.
show. What
Be
is
an
wrong with
angel
this guy?
for once in your
It's
life.
a
Every
YouTube-
day, devil.
It's a
Be
YouTube
an angel
show.
once, bro, and say the
For
truth.
fuck's sake, bro. I'm
For
muting
fuck's
myself again. It's a YouTube show. We ask the questions that are trending around on social
Who
media.
asked the question that he himself doesn't believe, you fraud?
You ask
Are
a lot of
we
questions.
talking the next 5 years?
Hold on, Henry, because This guy now,
Henry, better
you
ask
ask a lot of questions when we are on Al-Ahwa that you don't believe in, but
Name
you want to
one
know the
question I've
answer.
asked that I
You
don't
want to
believe.
know the answer from the panelists.
Name
right?
one question.
You literally ask Ziad, are you better than Liverpool or not? You ask
Yeah,
Ziad
but
this.
I ask the same thing to Nina.
Exactly. You see the point? You literally do you believe that? So that's why what's me asking the same thing?
Nina
Sit on the floor and listen. Go ahead, Henry. We are talking in the next 5 years.
Nina evaded the press. Ziad bottled it yesterday. That's the difference.
Watch this. Watch this. Here comes the guy. Actually, he bottled the stream, but he's coming in the right time for the question.
Way done.
I'm saying.
He's coming for
You have 8 more minutes.
10 minutes.
That's all I'm saying.
Come on, man, bro.
Well
Listen,
done.
what's killing me right now? What's killing me right now? But I had to show my face.
You know, you're showing up to the question. I was asking Henry this. In the next 5 years, Henry,
Yeah.
you're looking at the two clubs, Henry. Which one is closer to win the Premier League or the Champions League?
Out of Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yes. He's even thinking about it, which is
The only thing that makes me think about
FSQ,
it,
Barley, and Todd Bowley. That's your answer right there, bruv.
the thing that makes me think about it is the contract situation with Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent. If they all sign, and the fact they've got
Yeah, oh.
Edwards, I'd back Liverpool. However, if Van Dijk and Salah go, the rate they're spending money, you have to kind of lean towards Chelsea. But they've got the smartest person in football, arguably running their football club, and he will bring good players in. So I'm going to say Liverpool, but it's a lot closer than people think.
In the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, Henry, Van Dijk's in his 30s. Salah's
they've got
in his
Edwards,
30s
bro.
now,
Edwards
right?
is a genius.
Bro, Edwards is a genius, but you're talking about they've got world-class players right now, bro.
Yeah, but he will. Edwards
You're
at
talking
Tottenham.
about, you're talking about a squad right now. You're talking about a squad of players that are still playing together, that won stuff together under Klopp. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's not going to be easy to replace. Who the hell can you bring in to replace Salah? Because Bowen is a good replacement, but he ain't replacing Salah's numbers.
Madueke.
Right? Van Dijk, who'd you bring in?
Oh,
Who'd you
no,
bring
no,
in to
no.
replace? Who do you bring in to replace?
Nina,
Van
I
Dijk?
know what to ask as well.
Yeah.
Hang on,
Third
go on,
place,
Dijk.
no, Henry, let me speak some facts now. Yeah.
Oh.
Third place finishing Ballon d'Or Van Dijk. Who comes in to replace him, Henry? With FSG's lack of ambition.
Second place,
They
thank you very much.
they can't even get Zubimendi over the line. Hold on, Henry. They can't even get Zubimendi over the line. So where's the confidence that they're going to replace these people well?
Okay, if Cole Palmer goes tomorrow, who do you replace Cole Palmer with?
They're getting older. A lot of our players are yet to reach their prime, and already they're at a high level to be played in the Prem, right? And you know that our owners are way ambitious than them, right? So in the next 5 years, I'm sorry, bro. Like I said to Mons, our long-term project is more attractive than Liverpool.
It
right?
might be more
The next 5
attractive.
years for me,
Don, there is a lot of people that can replace Van Dijk. This notion that nobody can replace Van Dijk. Freaking Arsenal found Gabriel and Saliba. So Liverpool literally can scout a player. Liverpool can scout people. Why do you discount that Liverpool have scouts as well?
Liverpool do have scouts, but at the same time, they wouldn't sign. They wouldn't sign.
I think Don's argument in terms of
And they signed Gravenberch, and they signed McAllister,
Yeah.
and they signed Konate, and there is a lot. And they signed,
they
and
get
these
rejected,
scouts
don't
signed Van Dijk. These scouts got Van Dijk from Southampton. By the way, Van Dijk was not a superstar before they signed him.
There we go then. That's my point.
And they signed Alisson from Roma. You're really discounting that
There we
Liverpool
go,
can
then.
sign players.
Yeah. I told you already, there's a recall. There's a list, a big fat list of the amount of man that rejected these man. Yeah. Zubimendi's another one, another recent one. Do you think if Chelsea came in for Zubimendi, he's staying in the mountains instead of coming to London, bro?
Oh
right?
my God.
You really think he's gonna do that?
He wins
Yes.
there, son. He
Because
wins
he
there.
literally rejected City and Arsenal.
Rejecting us, bro. There's no.
He
it's-
literally rejected City
yeah,
and Arsenal.
your track record of being rejected is long, so I can
Okay,
confidently
Don is
sit
just
here
back, but okay,
and
I'm
tell
not
you that
gonna
the
lie.
same thing's gonna happen again. You right? I've got
That's
3
it.
players in my team that rejected your ass. Right? So let's not do this. Let's not do this, bro. Yeah. I saw you on the terrace yesterday, HUSAM, talking about, oh, my squad is shit. My squad is that. But then you're in your head, there's no way we can finish above you, right? Like Nina has said, we have some tough fixtures coming up. Let's see how we get on against you. Let's see how we get on against Arsenal. Let's see how we get on against United.
That's a fair point. Let's see how they get on.
And then from there, I'll be able to see if we can finish above Liverpool. Because I'll be real, like I said before, in pre-season, right? I said we have a better squad than Liverpool. People trying to cook me. Now they're seeing our squad. Yeah, fuck, look at Chelsea's B team, right? Like Nina just said, the team we put out the other day can legit play in the Prem, right? No one can look at Chelsea's squad and not tell me that we have a very, very good stacked squad, right? This guy loses out on Gravenberch. He's talking about Endo coming in. Yeah? Endo. Do you get it?
But at the same time, Dom, we're spending $1 billion. You should have a squad like that.
Oh, no. That wasn't the narrative in the summer. The narrative in the summer was you spent the money incorrectly. You spent all this money on nuisance. You should have spent this money on world-class players. So we're not going to change the narrative now, right?
No,
that was
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Right?
I agree with, in terms of ambition of ownership.
I told you, I've got receipts. People need to make sure I don't finish in the top 4. Yeah, I've got receipts on HUSAM. I've got receipts on Mo. I've got receipts on Terry. I've got receipts on everyone, bruv. Yeah, everyone is gonna hold smoke if we finish in the fucking top 4.
What happens if we don't finish in the top 4?
No. You don't have any receipts on me. Even before you sign Neto, I am on record saying that you will finish top 4. On record, bro.
If you
before
don't finish
even
top
signing
4, though,
Neto, bro. It's a recorded video, bro. It's a recorded video for me. It's live on my channel. Go watch it.
All I'm saying
People
is
said I'm deluded, bro.
I've put us in the top 4 and I put Liverpool ahead of us because I respect Liverpool. The fact that they've still got world-class players. I like what Slot's doing. You know what I'm saying? I think he's brought a little bit of balance to Liverpool's team in terms of their defense as well. And I like the patterns. I think it's sustainable football. But like Husam has said,
for the depth, don't you think for the depth, you literally have 4 midfielders, 4 first-teamers midfielders. Labia, Caicedo, Enzo, Dewsbury, all done. That's it. These are the 4 midfielders you have.
No, we don't.
You have nobody else. You have Chukwuemeka.
Yeah, that's another one. That's 5. You can only start 3 midfielders. We've got Cole Palmer, who plays in midfield. That's 6. Right? We've got 6 players there.
You're considering Cole Palmer a midfielder now?
Midfielder now? I've always considered him as a 10.
Sam, you can consider now Cody Gakpo a midfielder now. Sam, that's a depth in the midfield now.
10, bro. That's his best position.
Cody Gakpo, he literally played in the midfield last season.
Let me educate you a little bit. Let me educate you.
Your depth, Don. Hold on. Let me just respond, and then before you come in with all the smoke, your depth is up front. In the goalkeeper, Jorgensen, with all due respect, Kelleher is better than Sanchez and Jorgensen. Kelleher, second goalkeeper. In defense, literally, you have 1 good defender, right? And the other one is Tosin. So Colwell is good. He's getting. Colwell is getting.
What about Gusto?
Now I'm talking about the center backs, the right backs. Okay, I'm talking about the center backs, right?
Yeah,
in the left back, they have Vega and Kukurea, right? Which is it's an okay, it's good. It's not amazing, right?
Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. You said we've got 1 good defender. Mo, what are you watching?
Colwell, I'm watching you.
Fofana's a good defender, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he's never available.
Yes, Fofana.
Hold on. Literally a lot. Don, by the way, you're the only Chelsea fan that I talk to who wants Fofana to start after that run of games. Everyone wants Tosin and Colwell. Nina,
I don't mind
Fofana or Tosin and Colwell. Let me have a Chelsea fan here. Maybe I'm wrong.
Don's been absent, so he's allowed to.
Maybe
have
I'm wrong, Don.
Wait, hold on.
Bro, Shez says
Where have I said I want Fofana to start? You just put words in my mouth. I said he's a good defender. That's what I said. And now you're saying I want him to start. Where did I say that?
Okay, so he's the bench for Tosin. He's a bench for Tosin then.
He's a good defender.
But that word good, like Kwanzaa's better than him, isn't he?
No, impossible. Bro, you're talking about a guy that just came back from 2 massive injuries and missed a whole year of football and had to learn how to run again.
I think you overrate your players, Don, a little bit.
Don't you think he overrates his players a little bit?
No, like seriously, now we are doing too much.
Just a little bit.
We just did this in the bud now, yeah.
Just a little bit. Mudrik is better than Martinelli. Madueke is the best one-on-one winger in the Premier League. Palmer and Jackson is the best thingy. Enzo and Caicedo is the best double pivot. They're better than Arsenal. We have amazing defenders. Okay, why are you in a top 4 race then? You should be winning the league using your logic, but it is what listen. You came in here. We were, you know what it is? You're just doing this banter talk. You're not even doing real football talk because you came in here talking about rejection. 1 second, let me correct you first. Zubimendi rejected Manchester City and Arsenal. So yes, he would have rejected Chelsea as well because he rejected clubs that I think are even more attractive than us. So 1 second. Let me respond to your points. Zubimendi rejected City and Arsenal. It's literally in the. All you have to do is just right now, new tab, search Zubimendi Man City, Zubimendi Arsenal. He rejected both of those clubs. 1 second, let me land. He rejected both of those clubs to go to stay at Real Sociedad. We're the only club that changed his mind from a hell no to a maybe. And then he said no at the end and he rejected us. Fair enough. When it comes to the Chelsea team, I stick by what I say. Chelsea have 3 amazing players in this team. Caicedo, Palmer, and, in my opinion, gusto. The rest is all question marks, meaning they either have to perform to change everyone's mind or they are injury prone. Prime example, Reece James. Prime example, Gusto himself. He's very injury prone. Prime example, Madueke, Jackson, all these guys. As an example, one second. Let me land. As an example with Jackson.
It's the same script.
Don, 1 second.
It's the same.
1 second. 1 second. Let me just land.
I'm bored of it, bro. It's the same script. We can be winning 10, 15 games. We can be winning 10, 15 games. You still come with your shit script, bro. Right? We have.
I'm the one that comes with a script, but you're talking about rejections.
You since Boxing Day, bro, and you're still talking.
I'm the one that had scripts, but he's the one talking about rejections.
This is what I'm talking about, Husam. It doesn't matter what we do.
You have the same script about Liverpool every time.
Are you not bored? Are you not bored? The other day, I'm seeing you sitting there, right? The facts came out. Terry showed you the facts about the best partnership in the league right now, and you're talking about I give up. It literally has to be in your face for you to see it, bro. Right? Because you've been so used to just kicking Chelsea whilst they've been in the mud. You're so used to it that you're struggling to accept that we've improved. You're another one that's struggling to accept that we've improved. So you keep coming back with the same script. You might as well go work with Rory Jennings, bro, because he does the same shit as well.
We got
right?
Rory.
It's boring. It's boring. Let's talk about the now. The evidence right now is that Chelsea are improving.
Let's talk about the now. We're talking about rejections.
What's that? What type of conversation is that?
What does the rejections have to do with now? Nothing.
What do you mean what does it got to do with now? Because
You're talking about scripts when all you've done is repeat the same script that I could get my grandmother to repeat. Wow, 3 players rejected Liverpool. Ha ha ha. We have Livia and Caicedo. Ha ha ha. You got rejected.
The relevance is
the relevance script.
The relevance why I'm bringing up the rejection is because before I jumped on the show, I heard you saying that it's impossible. We've got 0 chance finishing above you. And what I said is we need to get over the hard game we've got coming up. And for me, we've got a better squad than you. You were cooking your squad yesterday, but now you're talking about your squad as if you've got Galacticos in your squad, bro. It's not making sense. It's really not making sense, bro.
There's a difference between winning the league and finishing above Chelsea. Finishing above Chelsea, I'm not worried about. Winning the league, we can't. When I say my squad is shit, I'm comparing myself to Arsenal and City. I'm not comparing myself to your club or Spurs or United or any of these shit clubs. I'm talking about the real clubs in the league that could actually win it. The 3 clubs that could win it are Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. We're worse than the other 2. That has nothing to do with Chelsea.
You know what's so hilarious about this? Nina will tell you that the past few seasons, every single time we play Liverpool, we tend to draw. Yeah. And every single time we play Liverpool, we tend to have the better chances. Right. It got to the point where we got to 2 finals with you and we lost on penalties. Yeah. But you talk as if every time we meet you, you batter us. Right. The only time you battered us recently was when we played you at Anfield last year, 4-1. And Poch was playing some crazy shape. That's the only time. Other than that, bro, we drew with you first game of the season. The season before that, we drew with you twice.
You went to Wembley 3 times and lost the cup final.
But you talk like you're so much better.
The same team that won the Champions League, by the way.
Say that again.
You went to Wembley, lost 3 times against us with the same team that won the Champions League.
I know we did. Yeah, I know we did. And it's
hold on. You think the margins are small between the Liverpool team at the current moment and Chelsea, Don?
That's
really?
crazy.
No, listen, with Liverpool, bro, Liverpool's team, I don't think they're as far as what they think, bro. Yeah, I still think there's a gap between Man City and Arsenal and Liverpool, bro. I think there's a slight gap there.
Even with the likes of Salah not having AFCON, Trent, Alisson, Van Dijk, McAllister, really, Don? Like, you don't think that team is worth something?
What does Salah do in the last 10 games? He goes missing as always, right? He did it again just now. Yeah, the last season. Went missing again. Mane wasn't there to carry him this time around. Firmino wasn't there again to carry him this time around. Right? You talk about me overrating my team. He overrates his team as well.
Can I add something on this?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
I'll give Don his dues. He said he has stuck being consistent in some of the things said from the transfer window. And I think maybe saying Chelsea are finished above Liverpool right now is a bit premature. Let's see how they get when they run a games and they've got Liverpool, Newcastle, United, Arsenal coming up. If they get past that test with, I mean, let's be honest, they can play a Premier League side every single week. I mean, the Conference League, they're playing a team called Noah, and I don't even know the other team, so they should comfortably win that. If we're still sitting here in December when they're up against Aston Villa and they've come out of that test, the same test that Liverpool have when they play Leverkusen and Madrid, and Arsenal when they have Inter Milan, Chelsea and Liverpool. If Chelsea come out of that and they've got a lot of points, then I think the conversation needs to be brought up again. But as of right now, I don't think it's a stupid take to say Liverpool will finish above Chelsea, because it is
100%. And literally, I agree, bro.
If they come out of that, and I've been critical on Chelsea, I've been very critical. But if they come out of that games with points, then who knows?
Henry, I've literally said the exact same thing, and for Husam as well. I've literally said this season so far, Liverpool look more convincing than Arsenal, right? But every time I come on here,
But then
it's
in the
never-
same time, you say you're closer to them than that doesn't make any sense.
No, the past 2
But I'm
years.
not.
I'm talking about the past 2 years, right? Arsenal and Man City. There's been a bit of a gap between them and Liverpool. This season, they can close that gap 100%. But until I see that gap close,
What
now,
do you think? Forget that. Do you believe what you just said? Do you believe that Liverpool are closing the gap, like they are closer to Man City than Arsenal, right?
they can close the gap 100%. They can close the gap with Klopp.
You just said that Liverpool are closer to Man City than Arsenal. You just said that now.
No. I said they can close the gap, bro. I said they can close the gap to Arsenal and Man City because Arsenal and Man City.
Okay.
Arsenal finished
So you
second.
still think Arsenal and Man City are better than Liverpool?
I mean, this season Liverpool look better than Arsenal. I'll be real. They look better.
Exactly, but that's what doesn't make sense to me. Does that mean by your logic you can actually finish above both to be second?
Bro.
Oh,
Listen,
that's okay, Don. We're being logical here. You literally just said that this season Liverpool look better than Arsenal.
they look
But
more
then
convincing.
before that, 5 minutes ago, you said that we can finish above Liverpool. That
Yeah.
means you are convinced that there is a chance you finish above Arsenal and Liverpool. That's by the logic.
Of course. By my logic, yeah.
right.
Because if
All
Arsenal
right,
don't
then.
sort out, let me tell you why. If Arsenal don't
Tell me
sort out,
why. Tell me why, please.
Arsenal don't sort out their attack and they don't sort out their midfield, that defense ain't gonna save them forever, bro. Yeah, Gabriel is not gonna save them forever. Gabriel is their highest goal scorer right now. Yeah, if Martinelli stops, he's not firing anymore. Sterling, he carries on doing what he's doing. He's not doing anything really. Saka, he gets injured, for example. They're pissed. Yeah.
Okay, but Don, can I ask you a genuine question? I'm gonna ask you a question.
What have you said?
Let me ask you a question because this is important. I have to ask you a question.
Go,
I'm
go.
gonna let you go. Genuinely, it's not even a scripted question or nothing because I have to ask you this based on your energy, and this is a genuine question. Why do you give the worst case scenario for Arsenal and Liverpool, but the best case scenario for Chelsea? On a real, because the opposite could happen to your club as well.
I've spoken about worst case scenario for us, but the good thing for us.
Okay, tell me what's the worst case scenario? I never heard you say it. What's the worst case scenario for Chelsea?
Like last season, but we've got a squad now. We've got a bigger squad, right?
Okay, so where do you finish in worst case scenario? Worst case scenario, you have a shit season. Where do you finish?
I've already said worst case scenario, bro. We could get injuries like last season. We've seen worst case scenario. I've lived it.
Where do you finish in the league? I mean, where do you finish?
Bro, I think we'll finish in the top 6 minimum. If
Okay,
that
fair enough.
we could still get top 4. We could still get top 4 even with injuries because I was saying the same thing last season, bro. Right?
Fair enough.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is, if Arsenal don't sort out their midfield and their attack, they are not gonna do as well as what they did last season, bro. Because they scored a lot of goals last year and defensively they were good. Everyone knows Arsenal can defend well, but the game is about going 2 ways, bro. Yeah, and right now without Odegaard, it doesn't help Saka. This is why if I'm Arteta, I will now bring in Nwaneri because I think Nwaneri can replicate what Odegaard does. Yeah, the way if you watch Arsenal, you will know they play mainly from their right hand side. Without Odegaard, Saka looks lost on that side by himself. He looks lost, bro. Yeah. There's no one there that's really dictating the game. Rice ain't gonna get on the ball, keep the ball ticking and that. Partey is an old man right now. His legs, he looks like he's tired, bro. Like he can't be bothered to play no more. Yeah. Marino's injured. We don't know what he's gonna be like when he comes back. So they've got problems right now in midfield and attack. They've got over this tough period right now. Let's see how they get on this weekend. Yeah, I know they scored 5 goals yesterday, but I need to see it in the league now. That's what I want to see, bro.
Okay.
Let me do this.
This is the first time ever you've given a realistic response, which I rate. Instead of you coming here talking about rejections, who gives a fuck?
Nah, because bro, you're trying to talk about oh, we've got no chance of finishing.
That's the banter talk, bro. That's the banter talk.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
The thing about Don is a very logical person.
And before you even read the
if you start talking with Don on calm basis, he's very logical person.
Yeah, and
right?
I'm talking calmly.
You start
here's the
screaming,
thing.
he comes with
Bro,
the snow.
Let me say one thing to Don. Let me say one thing to Don.
And then
He says, 1 second, bro. He says what I say is scripted. The truth of the matter is, Palmer has proven himself. He don't need to do shit this season. He's already been proven. Caicedo has proven himself. And in my opinion, Gusto has proven himself. Now, the reason why the rest are question marks, it's not an insult to them. It's about consistency, meaning No. But I'm saying consistency, meaning can Jackson do this till the end of the season? Can these players do this till the end of the season and have a consistent run? And the others, it's not even an insult to them. It's just the fact that they're injury prone. If they stop getting injuries, then khalas, that's it. So no one's insulting the players or anything. We're just saying
can you name them, please?
Neto's injury prone.
Yeah.
what's his name? Lavia now, he's been injured 2 years in a row, so we have to say he's injury prone. Reece James is definitely injury prone. There's not even a question about that. Gusto, I think, is a fantastic player, but he does get injuries every now and then. Colwell has injuries every now and then as well.
No, he doesn't.
Fofana was out for 2 years. So it
He's
depends if he can stay fit this season. Nkunku gets injuries as well, quite a bit. So you have quite a few injury-prone players. I think Chilwell gets injured quite a bit as well. So
he ain't even in the plans, man. He's just there to play against Barrow and them, man. There, you know what I'm saying? Forget about Chilwell. You know,
big up Barrow.
Big up Will
Let
Barrow.
me do the
Man.
super chats, and I know Henry has to dip. So, guys, before Henry dips, guys, his channel is in the description as well. So make sure to go and follow Henry in the description as well. So, guys, if you
Henry
wanna follow
talks
Henry,
Karabag. Let's go.
there is 2 channels for Henry in the description. Just subscribe to both of them. Today, there's going to be a massacre. It's either Spurs will win 5, guys, or it's going to be the meltdown.
Yeah, Spurs must win by
1-0.
5 goals.
Bro, you're not going to win 1-0 or 2-1. You're going to literally smash Karabag, or it's going to be the massacre.
They're horrendous.
We know you should do a lot of things, Henry, but that doesn't happen often.
Yeah, it's true. All right, I'll see you.
All right,
Thank you for having me on.
big
I'll
up,
see you all guys
Henry.
soon.
Big up, my
Bye,
man. Big
Henry.
up.
Love, man.
Bye. All right. Let me do the super chats. Nilot Pal is saying, Mo, please, for once, I'm always honest. Always honest, to be honest. Always honest. After watching Liverpool first half yesterday, you think Liverpool are scary with Endo and Jones in pivot. No creativity at all. It was shocking first half. Please, Mo, come on. Actually, it wasn't as shocking as people think. Number one, Endo hasn't played enough. So I'm waiting for him. Last season, Endo started slow, and then he went into to be a very, very good midfielder for you. Yes, he dipped at the end. So for me, I'm not saying that Liverpool are better than Arsenal and Manchester City, but it's very simple for me, right? Arsenal, as Don said, I need to see the next 8 games to see, was this defensive lack of creativity just a blip because of the teams you played, or it's reality? And City without Rodri, we have the evidence. They literally lost the games without Rodri last season. Are they going to be able to fix it? I don't know. That is my point. Redline Taranga, City won APT battle with Premier League. I'm gonna talk about this later, but yes, this is, by the way, it's gonna ruin the league. They won this actually. It's gonna ruin the league 100%. Liverpool closer this year, but I don't think over the next 5 years it will be Chelsea. Not easy to replace the world-class players Liverpool have. Really. People really think that Chelsea are in better trajectory than Liverpool after watching Arne Slot.
Crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff, bruv.
No, I don't think you are in a better trajectory than them because you have younger players. Still Liverpool have McAllister is young, Gravenberch is young, Sabotla is young.
You got to think about the ambition of the owners, man. That's what you got to think about. You can't ignore that. That's a massive factor. Massive factor.
That part, Don is right 100%. Our owners aren't ambitious.
Yes.
I cannot flip-flop just to defend my club. FSG are shit owners 100%. I'm not against that.
So much to unpack. I feel like I have a word in like 10
There is
minutes.
a lot.
Listen, Don came in here, start talking about rejections and shit. You know, I'm like, why are you talking about rejections for? We're just talking about this season. Fucking hell.
No.
Momo, I
It's
lost
not
my
the love
gas
of our
pipe.
club, but at the end of the day, I speak for myself, but I think I speak for Don and all Chelsea fans, that we're excited with what's happening with Chelsea at the moment, how we've started out the season. But I came into the season expecting a Champions League spot, expecting to win a trophy, but I'm not interested to compete with a Man City and Arsenal this season. I'm not interested in a title race. To be fair with you, if we're talking about who is closer to winning the league out of Chelsea and Liverpool, all I'll say is the pressure, if anything, is on Liverpool currently to win it first. You've got a season or two, crack on, because what our owners are doing is they've invested lots for the future. You know, we're looking to challenge for the title eventually, but it's baby steps. We're looking to get back into Champions League football first. So I'm looking at one goal at a time. So if anything, when your backbone players like your Van Dijks, your Salahs move on, that's when you guys arguably should be looking at, like filling those.
Let me remind you, Sam, because we just spoke about ambition, yeah? If we're somehow still up there in January and that window opens, you know what's going to happen again, right? You know what's going to happen in January again, right? If we're still up there in the league in January times, you know what's going to happen in January, right?
Awesome.
You know, it's going to be cash out time again, right?
Yeah.
We might go to Turkey and go order a kebab and get Victor Osimhen over there. Yeah. They might say, fuck it, go bring him in now. Yeah, because he's got a clause that allows him to leave. And John Obi Mikel said, yo, if Chelsea come back in, there's only one little thing to do now to get over the line. Yeah. If we are still up there in January, these guys are not going to sit there and say we want to go get top 4. Expectations will change. No one expected Arsenal to compete for the league the first year they did it, right? Expectations changed.
Yeah.
If we are up there, I will change my expectations, right? This year, I don't think we're going to compete without a striker. For me, that's the major difference.
Compete for what, the top 4.
I thought Jackson proved himself.
Compete for the league. That's the biggest thing.
I don't think anyone really
Jackson
expected
proved
Chelsea
himself.
to compete.
For me, Nino, I think this squad is good enough to compete for the league as long as we add a striker to it as well. For me, that's my personal opinion, right? Right now, for us to go compete for the league, it's a big ask because we're basically asking for our wingers to be chipping in a lot. Because Jackson, yes, he's improving, he gets numbers, but in crucial moments, it doesn't always bang. That's the difference here. Right, Haaland gets one
I agree on that front because I think if our wingers continue to hit the numbers like they do, you know, right now the numbers are shared, aren't they? You know, Jackson can score, Nkunku can score, Neto has obviously scored 1 goal. Yes, Palmer can score, Madueke has scored, he's got a hat trick already. So because goals are coming from elsewhere, right now we're not looking at that striker problem anymore. Currently in this current time, I was in summer though concerned. I did want us to go for a strike, and I said that somewhere down the line this season, this could be the difference again of us not addressing the striker situation. Now we're seeing that Jackson can score, we're seeing that the players around him can score, and currently that problem, if you want to say, has died down a little bit. But you know, I hope it doesn't get to a point where somewhere down the line we're having the same problem where we're creating chances but someone down the middle is not able to score them. But I think naturally Jackson is improving his conversion rate. I think that's already one up from last season because, you know, the amount of chances that he had on a silver plate, but he just wasn't able to finish. And that was like the difference between having a clinical proven number 9 and someone that's kind of learning on the job, but still hitting decent numbers. But if and this is what I think the owners did, we kind of realized that we left the HUSAM thing too late in the summer transfer window. It was never really going to happen on deadline day, let's be real. And I think we tried to kind of fill that void with the wingers we brought in. I mean, Neto was out of the blue for me. Joao Felix never was a target to start with. And then obviously we had a Jadon Sancho on transfer deadline day. And I think the vision with that is that goals will come across those 3 players, across Cole Palmer, across Madueke, who are yet to kind of play. So I guess they're kind of investing now. Well, they invested in Jackson last season, but he was the one that was going to be given a chance because it's like you can't have both. You can't trust the youngsters and push for them to, you know, believe in them. They've obviously got to play. If Victor Osimhen at the end of the day did come in, then I guess that's Jackson pretty much done and dusted. Yeah, I guess for rotation then. But where does Nkunku play, right? Because you'd have to play him out on the wing, etc. So I actually now think that the fact that we're choosing to finally go with the flow with what the owners wanted to do, to trust the youngsters, to be on the score sheet, to give Jackson that spotlight as our out and out only number 9 and just let him, you know, get on with it, is kind of good because that's what they intended. At the start, we were apprehensive because we were like, the owners are looking way too far ahead and not addressing what we need in the present day. Because let's be real, goals weren't coming as a given. We fixed it kind of later on, and that's thanks to Cole Palmer, right? Our star boy last season.
We're not Cole Palmer FC anymore. We're not.
Yeah, we're not. And that's what I said at the start, Don. And it's great because we can actually have goals coming from, across and a variety of different players, which is great. Exactly. And long may it continue, obviously.
We've got many creators in the team. And one thing that rivals like to just ignore about football, is players can improve, right?
Yeah.
We've got a young team. I'm from last season, start of last season in comparison to now, I'm seeing a massive improvement in Jackson's game, His heading is improving. Even his finishing has improved as well. Like those 2 finishes against West Ham, were not easy, right? They kept telling me, "Oh, Levi Cole won that. These guys are shit. You need to get new centre backs." Those guys have improved.
I still think January you're closer. You freaking go and get a top centre back and Osimhen, you're cooking. That's my opinion.
We'll see at that time.
I still think that Chelsea lack that leadership. Tosin is good, but I have seen him do bad and good. Bro, you get a freaking center back, bro, like a center back, like a good one, like a signing like a Van Dijk. It doesn't have to be that level, but a signing like a Diaz for Man City. You remember Diaz for Man City when he won Player of the Year? You go get that guy, right? Even without a striker, because your freaking front line, bro. Even if Jackson doesn't score, bro, there will be people to score. You know that, right? There will be other people to step up. I think you're cooking. My problem with you is that when you open up, and you have Colwell losing focus because you're not experienced. Fofana being rash. Tosin is not being athletic enough. You get a freaking leader at the back, bro. Bro, I'm here for the Chelsea props, bro. All day long, bro. All day long. Let me do it, guys. We have 1,000 people here. I'm actually 9 subscribers away from 24,700. So if you are new to the channel, subscribe. And if you are new, like the video. Let's get to 500 likes. Let me do the super chat so we can get out of here before it's the hour mark, the 2-hour mark, of course. Red Line of Teranga, we speak about this City one. March, we did this one. World class players. Here we go. Momo, I lost my gas lighter. Can you lend me one? Don't tell me you don't have one. I have plenty. People think I'm gaslighting Liverpool, but you guys gaslight Arsenal a lot. Like everyone, Arsenal will win the league. Keep giving us trophies, Don. Verbal gymnastics.
Love for the super chat.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro, but I don't know what that means. Verbal gymnastics. I don't know, Mr. Link, what that means. Jack House saying, please clip Don ready for the Anfield game.
That's being people on YouTube though, because even when we played West Ham, you had Lawless coming out with mad chest talking about he's mad confident, and I literally sat there humble, bro. I said, "Yo, I need to be cautious because we've struggled against West Ham, and that's West Ham. So do you really think I'm gonna be, chest out to go play Liverpool at Anfield?"
That's do you know what the problem is? No one goes to Anfield and be favorites, even Man City, even Real Madrid. No one. Mm-hmm. But they want people to have chest going to Anfield. No one goes to Man City and be favorites. Any team in the world that goes to Man City are inferior because it's Man City at home. Jack, just give me a break. Like if Chelsea lose to Anfield, there is no shame. I'm saying it now. There is no shame of Chelsea going to Anfield and losing. There's no shame. It's crazy.
Like I said to you, we the last time we beat them was when we during COVID. Mason Mount scored that game, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
That game when we went there as well was beating these guys, and then fucking Reece James gets sent off by Taylor. That fucking don't get me started.
Yeah. Anyway,
honestly, we keep drawing with Liverpool. There's barely ever any W's.
Yeah, I know. Even last season, the first game, Chelsea was the better team in the way. It's 2-2. Was it 2-2 at the end? Yeah,
it was 1-1.
1-1. Husam, you wait till Jackson and Palmer touch Anfield. That's the chest, Tanya. That is the chest. You go with Mookie saying, after those 3 Wembleys, I would hate Liverpool too.
I have nightmares.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
Bro. I remember Nina after that. She's like, "Oh, we're freaking facing Liverpool again." It's crazy.
And it went exactly how I thought it would go. Like, it's almost a script. But yeah, I don't want to see Liverpool at Wembley.
Bro, I would hate. But the problem is all of them are just penalties or extra time goals. It's crazy, actually. Look like City have won the APT case versus the Prem. I'm going to do a video about this off Meta Professor. I'm going to tell you what I think about it. It's actually a big deal. It's a big deal for Chelsea, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Manchester City. It's a very big deal, this case. They actually pulled off the case, actually. They actually stopped the vote. I am very surprised because this case will ruin the league. I'm just going to finish 2 super chats and then we're ending. Liverpool are better than us. Stop it, Don. Let's focus on us.
See what I'm saying? People need to learn to listen, bro. I haven't once said Liverpool aren't better than us. I've literally put them third. What I'm saying is over that tough period, let's see how we get over it, bro. And then I might change my take about finishing third.
Yeah. AMT saying, wow, Don's monologue beats Hamza's hands down. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think at the end, we had a very constructive conversation, everyone. And I thought it's a very good conversation. I don't get it, AMT. Like, it was good. At the end, he said Liverpool are better than us, but we're closer than what you think. Ryan is saying, Husam, I told you slot ball is clear of haram for hoof ball. We were forced to watch over the last 2 seasons. I told you, and the corrupt job about Gravenberch. Gravenberch is good, Ryan, and he's great. But you cannot disrespect Jurgen Klopp like this, Ryan. You just can't. And he never played hoof ball. What are you talking about? Blaze, Don, every time we win, you first go after Liverpool and Arsenal. Why? Let's just stay in our lane and banter United and Spurs instead. Why must you compare with Liverpool every time?
Where did I compare us to Liverpool? Where? We're speaking about our clubs. I'm saying that our squad is better than Liverpool's, which I was saying in pre-season because it is. And now a lot of people are seeing how good our squad is. I'm even seeing rivals talking about our squad being the second best in the league. This ain't coming from Chelsea fans. Rivals are telling me this, right?
Wow.
I don't know what you're hearing, Blaze. Honestly, I don't know what you're hearing. Big yourself up, but you're hearing stuff, bro.
Ryan is saying, drawing at home to 20. I don't think the man should sink no lower. Disgusting, embarrassing football club up the fucking red. I'm just going to tell you one thing about Man United. I asked Nina, and if you haven't watched that section, I asked Nina and Henry series of questions about what's tougher, and it will tell you where Man United is at the current moment. It's as simple as that. Big up everybody. Guys, don't go anywhere. This will take you to Husam's channel, Don Husam. He will have a Northside and LB on his stream. It's going to be an epic stream, of course, with the case, but also Don CFC in the description as well. And also Nina now, who promised me to put daily content on her channel. She's in the description now. She's going to try to do daily content. So go and subscribe to Nina. Nina's channel is in the description. Don's channel is in the description. Of course, Don Husam channel. And Henry Talks Football, 2 channels in the description. Big up, Don. Great content all the time, every time with you. And Nina, I appreciate you massively for the appearance, of course. Big up everybody that is here. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. This will take you to Husam, and we'll see you guys soon. We're out of here, people.